Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Welcome to another episode of Inside the Firm. I am here with Lance, going to take his friends fishing and camping. Cayko. I am Al, staying at home this weekend.
No, and he is Al Oracle Gore. Al the Oracle Gore. That is literally the title of this episode.
Al the Oracle.
Because Al predicted what happened on Monday, pretty much.
Yeah, because if you listen last Friday,
big fat crash.
I said actually now is the perfect time for the Fed to pivot because the indicators are crossing, and on Monday that's what happened. Looks like things are stabilizing, but to give you a little preview before we go into pay the bills, this episode is going to be looking at the short term, what's happening in the economy, the long term, what's happening in the economy, and then how you should have a short term strategy and then a long term strategy in your business.
Yep.
But before that, one way to have both of those is buildabetterco.com.
Mm-hmm.
Go there, check out our presentation on basically increasing your profit, and then that will lead you into hopefully a conversation with me where we take a look at your business, see if we can help you in the short term and in the long term.
And if you're always trying to stay lean and mean, you need to go to arcat.com today, because if you can't find the product data you're looking for, you might be using the wrong search engine. Broad searches result in consumer products, out-of-date information, and websites that hide or don't have the information you're looking for. If you need specifications, CAD or BIM, arcat.com is your search engine. Find and download the up-to-date data you need fast. Arcat.com is free and requires no registration, so try Arcat today. That's ARCAT.com, Al.
So
The
first,
Oracle
let's look
Gore
at
back
the short term. So Lance, pull up the Yahoo Finance
some Yahoo
chart
here.
book, 32 charts that tell the
Yahoo
story of the
Finance,
market.
can you sponsor the show? I'll read for you. We show enough for your articles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing,
You
Yahoo?
should reach out to Yahoo.
Yahoo. And basically what this is telling, if you scroll down to the first chart,
Oh, yeah.
is that inflation continues to slow,
Good.
right? It's coming down. It breaks the chart down.
Nice.
And this is all coming from the government, so it's a little bit of fugazi, just a tiny bit of fugazi.
Sure.
Don't expect them to tell the whole truth.
Shelter is still one of the biggest inflationary factors, huh? Dang.
And if you look at 2021, do you see how it was like not a big portion, Lance? Like
Mhm.
look all the way to the left, that yellow. It was proportional or smaller than everything else, and now it has grown oversized.
Yep.
So that's why we keep advocating as architects for better zoning codes, for not upping them all the time and being crazy. And I know that there's competing with, the climate change agenda, and I want a clean production of fuel that would help that. That would be the other side of the equation there, and I've spoken on that for a long time. Okay, keep going. I could just rant.
Are we going down the further?
Labor market is an inflection point. So basically, unemployment rate is ticking up. So that's an indicator for the Fed. And then if you keep scrolling down.
Oh, story continues.
Yeah,
I'm
there
sorry.
you go,
I'm
there
sorry.
you
Yeah.
Go up a little bit. There we go. This chart is weird because if you go from left to right, you can see on the bottom the unemployment rate is going up and ticking up. And we already covered that. The rest of the charts, I don't.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
But, then
It is.
they quit tracking people, too. So who knows what's really going on. It's always hard to tell. I mean, these are sort of just like clues.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I love how they discount people who aren't participating more. So
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They fall off the charts and they quit tracking them after they quit looking for jobs.
Yep. But
People
this
give up.
is what's so funny. Like this 1984, if you haven't read it, it's worth a reread because it basically says how the government will institute opposites, right? War is peace, peace is war, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if
Slavery.
you stop looking for a job after, I don't know what the term is, let's just say 6 months, a year, whatever, all of a sudden you are, I forgot what the word that they use, but you're not counted in the unemployment rate because you're not searching for a job. Yeah, but you're still unemployed. Like you are one of the most important things of that. Like,
Yeah.
why have you stopped? Why are you just living off the government now?
You
Like,
know-
this is a big deal.
One of the one of the things I think everybody who's an architect who's listening, and hey, if it doesn't matter actually, architect, engineer, whoever you are listening, if you're in our AEC sphere, I think it probably wouldn't hurt if you just pick up the phone maybe this Friday, this afternoon, and give, let's say you're an architect. I would give 3 general contractors a call that you work with often. And here's what I would ask them. I would say, hey, how hungry are your subs right now? And just see what their take is. See what their take is. If you're in the market we are, we're going to get to it actually in the next article, the next article it paints a perfect picture of what's happening in the West, where you operate, right? It's not good right now in one way. But then the general contractors might say what is good in one way, which is me and Al too, is, wow, subs are real hungry right now. Mm-hmm. What a positive indicator. Finally, now we can start getting some more competitive pricing, and hopefully that helps the inflation go down further, right? Because you're deflating, you're deflating the cost of what it takes to build. So now finally construction costs will go down a little bit because people are the market's going to allow that to happen, and then take that information and send it back to the people who are on the fence. And then I would call on Monday. Then I would call my architectural prospects,
developers, and
prospects, and I would get their pulse too, and try to encourage them that hey, now is the time to build. If you got the cash, now is the time to build. Like that's the phrase I've been saying to people, and it's definitely helped in sales. Yep. You even said it last night. You were like, "Wow, I did my lean presentation. I'm like, wow, Lance is crushing it." I'm like, this is part of the sell right now.
Yep. Awesome. Keep scrolling down past this next one.
Past this one?
Yep.
Who cares about that one?
Yep. This is just the harmonized inflation below the Fed's target. So that doesn't mean anything. That just means they kind of cook the books and all that. What it's basically just showing is that generally, yes, inflation is coming down and it's trending down. That's the big takeaway. It went up. Now it's trending down. So let's go to the next article.
Oh, beautiful. This one from Architect Magazine.
Yep. So it just continues. This is kind of a rehash. The newest information will actually come out mid-September, around the 15th to the 19th. I can't remember what the actual date is, but
basically 1, 2, 3 months in a row of negative billings.
But if we go back, this is a whole year look. Only 1, 2, 3 were above the 50 mark, which means that it was an increase from the previous month. Oh, and look at the dots of the gray.
Yeah.
Yep, those gray are there, where the rest of them were below, so that it just, if you really stacked it up, because it'd just be a down, it's like cumulative, and going down. So that's where we're at there.
The Midwest looks like it's hurting the most. Yeah. Yep. And then West, and then followed by us. Makes sense.
Yep. Northeast, turning it around. And that's what I've been hearing from I got a bunch of friends in Philly. You all know
Northeast. Yeah, look at you.
Philly.
Look at you up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, PA is doing their thing.
Yep.
Your
young Eagle fans are kind of crazy, but the rest of you are all right.
The rest of you are all right, yeah. All right, what do we got next, Al?
Okay. So that's kind of the short-term look. Now let's look at the long-term. So Balaji, I don't know how to say it.
Balaji.
Balaji.
My God. We're going to eat Indian food today, Balaji.
Yeah, but I don't think that's... I think I've heard them talk about him before, and I think they say it a different way. But you may be correct.
Well, so one of our old bosses at CU, his name was Balaji.
Is it spelled the same way?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I know. I'm cultured.
Yep.
Frankly, I'm cultured.
Okay. So graph number 1. This is the long term, and this is why there's a long-term issue. And the name of this is No Election Can Pay Off America's $175 trillion in debt. And not enough
Only the printing press can.
Yeah.
True, but also false.
And I'll tell you, one of the easy solutions.
I just explained how it all worked to my girlfriend the other day. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
She had no idea.
Yeah. Yep. So more emergency loans than 2008. Did you know this? So first, the Fed made more emergency loans in 2023. Not even 2022. Not even 2020. Lance, 2023. Then did 2008. So there's a Fed chart, and basically it shows a little blip of a mountain in 2008 of emergency.
Oh, yeah,
credit.
when he printed all that money. Sure.
Yep.
Holy schnikers.
But even look.
So was this all COVID, the purple?
Purple.
Wow.
Purple and COVID matched 2008,
Oh
which
my
makes
God.
sense. After COVID, there is a mountain that's 4 times higher. 4 times higher. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. So scroll down. You probably have to, yep. More borrowing than COVID. So if you look at the graph, there's a whole bunch of borrowing from the federal government,
Wow.
and there was a huge mountain
I'm
spike
so glad I own
at
real
COVID.
estate. My God.
That you what? Yeah.
Own real estate and businesses. I don't know what else you're going to do. I mean, maybe a little bit of gold, but that's kind of boring. So,
Build houses, make farms, raise children.
yep.
Yep. COVID, there was a spike, and then it went back down because then, we got over COVID.
Yeah.
And then it creeped back up to the same level of the government borrowing, right?
Yeah.
Scroll back down. The interest, paying interest is the same of natural defense. And I remember, and I actually agree, a lot of people on the left would say we spend too much on national defense. And it is kind of funny. Here's the one I think that's true. 2, there's oceans between us and anyone else.
Yeah.
And Mexico and Canada don't seem like they're going to invade in the next century.
Right. Well,
You're cultured, so you could let me know.
Yeah. So I was scrolling X last night, and there was a meme video, and it was showing on this note. It was showing like how many firearms per capita each nation has, like the top 10 or something. The closest to us is like 30 firearms per capita, and then we're at 100 and some firearms per cap, or like per it was per 1,000 people or 100 people. It was per 100 people.
No,
So
we
it's
have
like,
more guns than people. It's a
exactly.
fact.
Just a lot. It was like a 3-to-1
Yep.
ratio. So like you add that on top of it, sure.
Yep. And my point is, there's a good reason. This isn't national defense. It's again one of these government words. It's national offense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it was to make a whole trade economy and stuff like that. And if you listen to Peter Zeihan, I actually agree. It makes sense because you need maritime protection for the world system to work. Okay, keep going down, Lance.
Oh, okay. There's even more. This
Yep.
is a great thread. This one?
More devaluating of the dollar. 4th, did you know that the dollar has lost 25% of its values in 4 years? This one you probably knew just from your lived experience of inflation. Like just those 2 sentences that he put together, or one big sentence, is perfect. 25%. That is huge. And then he keeps going down. I'm going to skip past the Elon Musk one.
I'm clicking.
Yep. So skip past Elon Musk. There we go. And then it's number 5. Did you know China, more treasury dumping by China?
Oh no, that's
So-
not good. So they were holding their. Oh my gosh, yeah. So they've steadily, they're getting down to like the levels of where we're. Wow, these indicators are not good.
And then
We really need to turn this ship around.
No, but look, major BRICS trio,
Oh,
Russia,
yeah.
India, China, official gold reserves. So they went from, let's just say 100,000 per whatever, let's just say per million, to now they've 5 times that. They've 5 times that, right?
Yep.
So what I'm getting at and what that means is, Lance, go to the next one. No, it's, out of Twitter, go to the next link.
Oh, I didn't realize there's another one.
Yep, U.S. debt clock.
Nice.
Because I want to bring it home personally.
Okay, here we
Right?
go.
So in the top left, some people have seen this. I thought this is cool. I look at this like every 3 years, right? U.S. national debt is $35 trillion. Debt per citizen is 104. Debt per taxpayer is 268. That's basically a house back 5 years ago. 268K.
Yeah.
So something sometime is going to need to be done at this, and it will come like all emergencies that the government deal with, is they don't deal with it until it literally snaps.
Cool.
So it will be an immediate
Really cool.
snap. The one thing that
So
they
cool.
could do that I looked up that would help this, and why it would be a snap, you saw the graphs, people are buying less. And as soon as they offer treasuries and people don't buy it, like that might be the snapping point. Like panic will hit. You know how Wall Street likes to panic and all that. Is I think the only thing that they're not saying that they think will be a relief is the Fed owns 34% of all U.S. government debt. And they might secretly just wash that away and then lower the amount of debt that the government has by 34%. The reason why that is so bad is because while that might solve the immediate crisis, it doesn't solve how you got into this. And then the government, both politicians, all of them,
Yep.
will just take that as an indicator. See, we can just make money for all of our stupid programs and keep gumming up the system and keep making things inefficient and keep making people comply with our rules and regulations, and there's no consequences to it. And all of a sudden, your job is just a box checker because the government has decided that they want to print the money and devaluate the currency and then delete that money and then reprint that money and make you live in a dystopian hellhole. A little bit of hyperbole, but maybe not. Maybe a little bit of a hyperbole, maybe not. Don't know.
Pretty neat. Yep. You know, fundamental stuff. Pay down your debt. Pay down your personal debt. Basically do the opposite of what we just showed you that the government is doing. That's what you can do. That's what you should do. I looked at my credit score this morning. It went up 42 points. I was like, that's badass because I'm doing those things. You should do those things.
Wait, but no, don't get too high.
Yeah.
Remember, tell the people what you told the firm.
Oh, yeah.
Tell the people.
If you have it went is not above the level where
800.
I said, yeah, it's not above 800. It's real close, like points away.
Yeah. I'm 806.
Yeah, 795.
Yep.
And basically what I've told the firm as I go, because people were in the firm like, oh, I saw a couple of people. It's over 800. I'm like, that proves you're not using it enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to leverage that more. So
I love that you're right below it. And like that's
mine is perfect. Lance, perfect credit score, Cayko.
799 and to 790. Sweet spot.
790 to 799, exactly.
Yep.
It's a sweet spot, ladies and gents. Perfectly leveraged.
Yep. So I want to relate this back to business and short-term strategies and long-term strategies. I'll give the people the both of what we're doing, and then you can fill in, Lance. Okay?
I got to go get Nate.
Okay. Short-term is you should translate your marketing campaigns and what you're executing on as volume-based. And
yes, the pivot is now. We're telling you, the pivot is now.
And
volume.
And I'm not even telling you. I'm not actually advising
you.
No. I'm not telling you to lower your fee.
I'm
telling you
I'm
to increase your marketing and increase your project intake higher than before. Short term. Long term, how can you expand and make more legs? We are making a mountain division of F9/L14, which is F14 is a construction arm, and we are stabilizing it with another leg. Short term and long term.
Get after it. And don't forget to share this episode. If you like this episode, any episode, your friends should be listening to this podcast, I'm telling you. We are one of the very unique voices in this architecture community. I don't think you're going to hear the perspectives that we give anywhere else, frankly. Maybe the business of architecture, which, by the way, I will be on my third appearance this year for the business of architecture on August 23rd, so watch out for that episode.
One last thing, if you are interested in that niche BIM conference, look it up, Google it. It's Jeff the Revit Kid. There's going to be I'll be there. Lake Flato will be there. It will be talking. If you are a residential architecture firm and want to know how people are using their tools and templates and stuff like that, it's a one-day event. Go look it up. It's September 9th. So you got to get on it now.
And if you like this episode, you know what to do. Leave us a 5-star review on the iTunes. Leave us a positive comment on the YouTube. Jason Oatman, you are the MVP. I hope you are crushing it down there. We'll see you next week.